presidents have prepared the American people and the U.S. military for real war better than others. That means ground invasions for more properly like Truman did in Korea and George H.W. Bush in the Persian Gulf War and George W. Bush in the war in Iraq. Those presidents did the hard work to get the American people on their side because without the support of the American people, our presidents will not be able to sustain their war making because they're afraid they or their political party will lose at the polls. We saw this most notably with Lyndon Johnson in 1968, a sitting United States president who chose not to run for re-election because even though he had won a landslide victory in 1964, he chose not to run for re-election because he was waging war in Vietnam and it had torn the country apart. The American country, the American people were rioting and protesting in the streets. They were at each other's throats. There was an overwhelming disapproval of the president's decision to continue to fight the war in Vietnam. Anti-war protesters were chanting things like, hey, hey, LBJ, how many kids did you kill today? It was a horrible situation in America. Within his own party, Johnson faced serious primary challenges from anti-war candidates, Senator Eugene McCarthy, who nearly beat him in the New Hampshire primary, and Senator Robert F. Kennedy, who entered the race shortly thereafter. President Johnson realized he would face a bruising fight for the nomination that could split the party and likely lead to defeat in the general election. So the Vietnam War defeated the re-election of a sitting United States president. Johnson and then Nixon sent more than 58,000 American soldiers to die in a stupid, senseless, unnecessary, unconstitutional war in Southeast Asia. All those young American men died purportedly to make Vietnam free from communism. The United States military was defeated. Nearly 60,000 American men came home in body bags, and our nation was nearly torn asunder with riots and protests against this war. Yet we lost, and all of Vietnam became communist. Vietnam has been a communist country up until today. It's still a communist country with which we have trade, diplomatic relations. You can even go on vacation there. It's now, apparently, according to the State Department, an important partner of the United States in the Indo-Pacific. In other words,